Hi there, I'm Steve from Eliza Tinsley. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to secure our gate by fitting a padlockable bolt. Now, one option here is to use the standard 6-inch Brenton bolt, very popular indeed. But on this video, we're going to fit a oval padbolt, something like this, which is quite small, very secure, and doesn't look out of place on a small domestic garden gate. So, let's get started. So the first thing we have to decide is whereabouts do we want this to fit on the gate. We don't want it too high up, we don't want it too low down, so just underneath the ring gate latch, something like that would be ideal. So I'm going to bend down too far to lock it up and it's not fouling on the ring of the latch. And bear in mind you're going to have a padlock hanging down from here. So we line the bolt up first to start with. You can go virtually to the edge of there, making sure there's plenty of space on the closing post here to put the staple. So we can make a little mark at the top there, which is where our first hole is going to go, and a bit of a mark at the bottom there. Okay, so now we look at those holes there. Now just to make sure that that is 100% square, we can get our measure. And so I think we're probably going in at about 3 centimetres to the centre of the hole there. So we can measure the same to there, around about 3 centimetres. So I don't think we're far off with the marking there. Obviously what you have to remember is if you get that on a strange angle like that, it'll not engage with the staple at that end and you'll have a few problems. So now we've marked that off, we can start to drill some holes. So now we come to drill our holes. I would always recommend drilling a pilot hole first with a smaller drill. We then need to go up to a bigger drill. So let's drill small pilot holes first. That just makes it slightly easier when you come to drill a bigger hole after. There we go. And as we are going to be fitting this Padbolt with coach bolts, which is a blank-headed bolt with a square underneath the head, so that is nice and secure. There's no way from the outside of the gate to actually get onto that. You do see these sometimes fitted with wood screws, which is not always a good idea because you can get into them. You can use an anti-vandal screw which stops them being turned out, but that's a bit fiddly. Coach bolt, pretty much the same design for centuries, does the job, it's nice and secure. So our next drill we would need to use would be something that would be clearance for the coach bolt. So we'll just get a nice chunky drill that would clear the coach bolt when it goes through. As you can see, that's nice bit of clearance to get the bolt through there. Now we can clean the holes off slightly. Might be an idea to get a little file just to clean those off nicely. And we put our Brenton bolt in place, something like that. Okay, it sits in there nicely. And that sits there nicely. So now we can offer our padbolt up to the gate, something like this. Now we must make sure that that goes at the bottom as it hangs, so that the padlock can go through that ring there. So we'll feed that through there quite nicely like that. Finger tight nut at the back. And then feed the second pin through there. The squares under the head of the pin engage with the square on the bolt. So you don't need to tighten it from this side because it's already done. Then we can tighten it from behind using a ratchet. So with that secure, the next thing we can do is to fit our keep on there. So we'll pull the bolt across, something like that. Make sure there's plenty of space. You don't want it too close to the top of the keep or too close to the bottom. Keep it nice and central because there's always a little bit of a drop in a gate sometimes, so the more central it is, the more chances it's going to engage fully. We can make sure that's nice and straight and it will fit in nicely when locked. Then mark our holes. Again, we'll drill a couple of pilot holes here. Then we can drill our full-size holes. And that will sit very nicely on there. So now we can put our keep into place there. You can see that that will sit quite nicely there and close. The only issue we have, and this could happen on a lot of gate posts, is our bolts are slightly too short for the post. Now you can use slightly longer bolts, or I've got a simple fix if you don't have any longer bolts to hand. So as our bolts are a little bit short, we're going to have to create a recess here for the nuts to sink into. We don't have to recess it in very much. As you can see, we're only about ½ inch short, if that. So the best way to do that is to use a flat bit, go to our existing holes, take that out to there, and take that out to there. The bolt should then fit through the hole and recess at the end there. So as you can see, we've got our holes recessed quite nicely there to accommodate the nut. We'll push the bolt through the keep from the other side, and we can just get a nut finger tight on there. And using a flat bit, make sure it's just slightly larger than whatever socket you might be using, going into that. Put our second bolt in to there. You can see the bolts protruding just enough there to get the nut on. Put that onto there nice and tightly. Of course, what you can do is these holes that are sticking out here, you can always put a little bit of wood filler on if you want it to be a little bit tidier. That always looks quite good and just tidies it up nicely. So we'll tighten those nuts up there. There we go, that's nice and secure. So there we have it. Our oval pad bolt is fitted nicely and securely. Nice smooth action from side to side. All we need to do now is fit a padlock. There, nicely secure. So if you need any more information on any of our products, please visit our website at elizatinsley.co.uk. You can drop us a line via there and I'll do everything that I can to help. Thank you.